Okay, picture this. It is 11 p.m. Your absolute hottest lead of the month just landed on your pricing page. I mean, they've read your case studies, they're actively looking to buy, and their intent is just through the roof. But your sales team is asleep, obviously, so your website relies on that traditional, static contact us form. The prospect fills it out, and what do they get? A little automated message saying someone will get back to you in 24 to 48 hours. Ouch. By the time your rep actually reaches out the next morning, that exact same lead has already booked a demo with a competitor who engaged them instantly. Look, that is the harsh reality of modern B2B buying. A form makes them wait. A chatbot books them right now. So it really begs the question, why on earth are we making them wait? The biggest problem businesses face today, honestly, isn't just generating traffic, it's response speed. A static form acts like a massive roadblock. It's just this totally unnecessary piece of friction for a buyer who is literally ready to go. You know, the odds of actually qualifying a lead, they just fall off a cliff with every single minute of delay. So let's fix that. Welcome to today's explainer, AI sales chatbots, how bots qualify and convert leads. Over the next few minutes, we're going to look exactly at how modern AI chatbots completely solve this speed-to-lead problem, and we'll explore exactly how they capture, qualify, score, route, and actually convert your website leads instantly. Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll hit the speed-to-lead problem, meet your always-on SDR, break down the mechanics to qualify, score, route, and book, check out some real use cases and metrics, and wrap up with common mistakes to avoid. All right, diving right into section 1, the speed to lead problem, and why those traditional forms are losing your high intent leads. Think about the stark contrast in the modern buyer experience. A static form is basically a digital black hole. It's a one-way Dropbox. The visitor drops in their info, hits submit, and crickets. They just wait. And it creates this massive delay right at the exact moment when buyers are actively comparing you to multiple vendors. I mean, high-intent visitors need answers right now, especially because they probably have 3 of your competitors open in other browser tabs. If your human sales team replies too late, well, you've already lost. But an AI chatbot, it provides real-time qualification, gives instant answers, and literally books meetings on the spot. It takes this dead, static waiting game and turns it into a dynamic, instant conversation. Which brings us to section 2, meet your always-on SDR. What exactly do we mean when we say AI sales chatbot? Let's completely clear the air and cut through the hype right here. An AI sales chatbot is a lead qualification and conversion assistant. But, and this is absolutely crucial, it acts as a speed layer. Think of it as an always-on sales development representative, an SDR. It is not some robotic closer that's going to negotiate your million-dollar deals. And actually, on the flip side, it's not just a clunky generic FAQ bot either. It's purpose-built to talk to visitors, understand what they actually want, ask the right questions, collect their details, and route them to the right place. It handles all that tedious first-stage grunt work so your human sales reps can spend their valuable time on conversations that are already warmed up. So how exactly does it do all that? Let's get into section 3, qualify, score, route, book, the actual mechanics of the lead funnel. Let's walk through this step by step because it's brilliant in its simplicity. Step 1, engage instantly. The bot pops up the second they land on high-intent pages, like your pricing or demo page. Step 2, it asks high-signal questions to figure out their actual needs. Step 3, it scores their intent, which basically separates the highly serious buyers from the folks just casually clicking around. Step 4, route or nurture. It instantly routes the hot leads to a rep or gently drops the lower intent ones into a marketing nurture sequence. And finally, Step 5, book and sync. It books a meeting directly on your rep's calendar and syncs every piece of that data right into your CRM, completely eliminating that dreaded back-and-forth email ping-pong that usually kills deal momentum. Let's zoom in on Step 2 for a second. A good chatbot shouldn't feel like a 10-field interrogation, right? It relies on a supernatural framework of high-signal questions. It checks need. Hey, what are you trying to solve today? It checks fit. Things like their role, company size, or industry to see if they match your ideal customer profile. It checks budget, figuring out if a budget owner is even involved. And timing, when do you actually need this live? But it doesn't just blindly ask these. It scores them based on their behavior too. Like, did they land on a high-intent pricing page, or are they just reading a generic blog post? This is what allows the bot to separate those urgent buyers from the casual browsers, ensuring it only asks the questions that actually matter for routing. And once those answers are in, the bot scores the intent and acts immediately. Boom. Enterprise lead, straight to senior sales. Small business lead, routed right to inside sales. If someone is just dropping by with a support question, the bot smartly routes them over to customer service, which is huge, by the way, because it keeps your sales team's calendar totally clear of random support tickets. It even works perfectly for specific industries. It can route dental consultations, healthcare inquiries, or real estate leads to the exact right local specialist in milliseconds. All right, moving right along to section 4, real use cases and metrics. Because let's be real, a cool strategy is only as good as the actual numbers that back it up. What's amazing is how beautifully this technology adapts across entirely different industries. Take a custom AI agent like Personalized MIA from Super MIA, for example. It handles wildly diverse use cases effortlessly. We're talking SaaS demo bookings, qualifying real estate buyers and sellers, scheduling dental consultations, or even capturing home service quote requests and complex B2B sales inquiries. And the absolute best part is that these are not just generic off-the-shelf copy-paste scripts. A tool like Personalized MIA is actually trained on your specific business logic, your FAQs, your pricing logic, your CRM data, and your unique brand tone. So it actually sounds like your company. And why do businesses go through the effort of setting all this up? Well, look at this number right here, 20 to 35%. Across the board, moving from a static form to this kind of conversational engagement is commonly reported to lift conversions by roughly 20 to 35%. I mean, think about it. When you can answer a prospect instantly and book them on the spot while their buying intent is literally at its peak, of course your conversion rates are going to absolutely surge. But hey, to actually prove that ROI to your team, you've got to track the right data. Start high level, track the conversation started and the total leads captured. But then you want to dig into your qualified lead rate and your meeting booked rate. You absolutely must measure your response time and the speed of that sales handoff. Remember, the whole point here is that it's a speed layer. Look closely at the conversion rate specifically from your pricing page. And ultimately, you tie it all back to the bottom line. What is your cost per qualified lead, and how much revenue was directly influenced by the chatbot? That is how you prove this thing is actually a game changer. Now, it is not entirely foolproof. Let's wrap up with section 5. Common mistakes to avoid, and specifically what a chatbot should absolutely not do. I really want to hit the nail on the head with this one because it is the biggest mental trap businesses fall into. A sales chatbot is a speed layer. It is not a closer. It should absolutely not be running complex, multi-stakeholder negotiations. It shouldn't be handing out bespoke or custom pricing on the fly, and it definitely shouldn't be trying to navigate complex legal or compliance questions. The golden rule here: let the bot do the fast prep work and let your actual humans close the deal. And here are a few more specific implementation pitfalls you really need to steer clear of. First, don't treat it like a generic FAQ bot. Its job is to drive sales, not just hand out links. Don't ask too many questions too early, or I guarantee you visitors will just abandon the chat entirely. Failing to connect it to your CRM or calendar? That literally defeats the entire purpose of instant booking. If you don't have crystal clear routing rules, or if you have a clunky handoff process to your sales team, your best leads are just going to fall through the cracks. And perhaps the biggest mistake of all, not providing a human fallback option. You always need an escape hatch to a real person for when a conversation gets too complex. So if you take nothing else away from today, remember this: a sales chatbot does not replace your sales team. It makes sure your best leads are captured, qualified, and booked before they lose interest. It works your inbound funnel 24/7. It catches that 11 p.m. lead we talked about at the beginning, and it perfectly tees them up for your sales reps to crush it the next morning. If you're tired of losing high-intent leads to painfully slow response times, and you want to see exactly how an AI sales chatbot can qualify and convert leads for your specific business, go check out the full explainer guide and explore Personalized Mia at supermia.ai/personalized-mia. Think about this tonight. While your static forms are sitting there making your best buyers wait in line, your competitors' chatbots are booking them. So the real question is, who's going to win that deal? Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and we will see you next time.